What's going on, Immortals and Shadows? Bishy Bosh here with another Necromancer build guide. This build I'm going to show you now is what I would consider the best PvP build for a low resonance Necromancer. So let's get right into it. Okay, so for the helm we're going to be using Hideous Dawning to give us 3 charges of bone spikes and to cause bleed with those bone spikes. For the chest we're going to be using Exile's Backbone so that we get bone pillars from our bone wall. For the shoulders we're using Abnegation, which is going to make our bone spikes also knock the enemy up. Okay, very important with the knock-ups from the chest and the shoulders. They don't suffer from the same potency resistance check. That's why this is great for a low resonance Necromancer. You can knock up those big 9k resonance boys just the same as everybody else. Alright, so for the pants we're using Proximal Fear so that we fear people when we hit them while we're in Wraith form. Also we're using Chip of Stone Flesh as one of our gems so that when we do fear them they stay in place. Again though, fear suffers from some of that resistance potency check. That's why we want to pump our potency, guys. We'll get into the Paragon in a bit. So for the main hand, for the weapons we want to use Stroke of Midnight to decrease our Wraith cooldown every time we get hit, up to a percentage anyway, up to 1.5 seconds. And the other offhand, main hand, sorry, we want to use Revenant Wind. So when we go into Wraith form, we also kick out 3 little orbs which damage and slow the enemy. Now for the offhand, we have a bit of a conundrum here, okay? Because we're using Soulfire as our primary attack, but all of the Soulfire offhands conflict with each other. So you can't gain the benefit of multiple Soulfire essences from the offhand. It just doesn't work. They conflict. So what the game does is it takes the highest scored item, which will be this one here. See, this score is 16,362 and the top item's only 15,043, right? So the game will take this essence here. I'll be using Pyre's Allure essence because that's the highest scored item, and I'll just demonstrate here now. So there we go, we ignite our bone pillars. Alright, now this is important, guys. The reason why I've put Baleful Trinity here, even though it conflicts, is because we still get the benefit from the Essence Mastery bonus here of increasing the damage of Soulfire by 9%. Okay, so that's why we have it there, even though we do not get the benefit of the essence of the Soulfire bouncing around. We do not get that, but we do get the damage increase. Okay, so for the greens, we want to be running 4-piece Baron and 2-piece Vithus. Okay, for curses, I'm running 2 pieces Lashed, 6 pieces Detested. I like it when I Wraith form into somebody, I fear them up. It's instantly going to put that pool underneath them, which is going to put the debuff on them. So I'm adding that debuff combined with the Chip of Stone Flesh and the curse with that, combined with the 4-piece of the Barons, which makes the enemy take increased damage while they're suffering from my abilities which cause them loss of control. It's a great little combination to just cause punishment. Okay, so the skills, we're going to be using Wraith form, Bone Spikes, Bone Wall, and we're going to be using Borrowed Time. Okay, the new fun sort of Undying Rage for Necromancers. Now this is really quite fun actually. The cooldown on it is pretty low, so it does save your butt quite a lot. And for someone like myself who was complaining about getting one-tapped all the time, I think Borrowed Time is a really great addition to the game. Now, however, it does seem to be a little bit bugged. Okay, so sometimes when you die, the Borrowed Time procs, but you kind of get grayed out on the screen. You can't do anything. You can't cast abilities, you won't revive, and you can't resurrect anything because you're not dead. Okay, the trick to getting out of that, guys, is clicking on up here, then clicking on your skills, clicking on Bone Armor and swapping your Bone Armor over your Borrowed Time. When you click X, boom, you're going to be back here and good to go again. and then up to you. You want to put your bone armor on, run around and do some killing, and then when you get to a safe spot later on, maybe when you're going to heal and stuff, you can go back and switch over and put your borrowed time back on. Okay, I find it real fun, but I hope they fix the bug soon. But yeah, if you do get stuck with that bug, that's how you overcome it. All right, so Paragons. For the Paragons, I'm running Gladiator Tree. Okay, I'm not running the Trapper. I don't feel much benefit from that node. Everywhere else, I've focused on getting all the damage, all the health, and all the potency. And once I've done that, I'm stacking armor and resistance afterwards. Okay, so that's going to be it for this build, guys. I don't have any footage of it. I'm sorry. BG's just really laggy at the moment. I'm not going to tack any footage on to the end of this video anyway. I will be uploading a video shortly of me using this build in the Rite of Exile. So, you know, subscribe, tick the bell, whatever. Then you'll get notified when that video comes up, and you'll get to see this build in action in the Rite of Exile. So if you like the build, you like the info, any of that crap, like, comment, all that sort of stuff, and yeah, peace out, y'all.